Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the Medium's Table. I'm your host, Michelle Gardner. This podcast is your personal invitation to join me at the intersection of the everyday and the extraordinary. Together, we'll explore the magic of mediumship, share spiritual stories, and connect with fellow mediums on this incredible journey. So grab a seat, pour yourself a cuppa, and come join us at the Medium's Table, where spirits gather and stories unfold. Disclaimer, just a heads up to all our lovely followers. Our social media is a space where we share personal stories, including those of various mediums. Let's keep the vibe positive and respect each other's beliefs. Every journey is unique, and here we celebrate the diversity of experiences. I'd like to welcome back to the show. Now, I'm going to get this right. Julie, who is a trance medium, a healer, a tarot reader, and a paranormal investigator. And now, if you have not seen Julie's previous episodes, I've listed them. I have a list because I cannot remember all this information. Episode 18, 41, 42. You are also in the Phenomenon trilogy. Yes. You are also in the Panel of Mediums episodes. Yes. By all means, go back and have a look at those. You will be well, especially the last two. I love the paranormal investigation stories that you tell. There's so much in them. And I'm going to say in the previous episode, episode 42, I love how more of what you do comes out because I didn't even know to the extent of what you did. For example, reading houses. I'm like, yes. What is that and who does that?
Well, I didn't really necessarily plan on it. It just kind of happened. So, and then it's a thing.
Apparently. And, and I just found that fascinating in how you went into that as well as the story you told about your paranormal investigating. So that episode is, all the episodes are amazing and jam-packed full of stories and information, but that one was like, whoa, that went. And then the Mothman one, I'm not going to give away too much, but, hint, hint, go and listen to it or watch it because it's well and truly worth taking the time to look into that and have a listen because I was educated on that. You shared information with me that I'm like, I did not know this.
I don't really know what to do with that now, but yeah.
Like the Mothman, what the hell is that? Anyway, and yeah, so again, that was something that I never knew anything about. And that was something that you shared in that episode.
Well, and what's very interesting is there are most of these things I didn't necessarily even believe in ever. And they just then present themselves. So, as mediums, we talk a lot about, you attract what you match. And, if you don't believe in it, it doesn't happen, especially they say that about protection, right? For protecting yourself from like negative energies or there are no negative energies. Well, if you don't believe in them and then they happen, then you kind of are in a bind. Now you have to deal with it and you have to deal with, well, I don't really believe in this, but you're in my face and I'm going to have to kick you out of my bedroom. So
yes, exactly.
And I don't really know what I'm doing. I wasn't prepared.
So. Yeah. And funny you just mentioned that because I just did some recordings with my husband again. And we mentioned about spirits following you home. Mm-hmm. And I had to talk about and raise the, oh my God, you have to listen to an episode I did with Julie where a spirit followed her home, which is also in the previous episode.
That did happen.
And that was like, what the hell? What? Huh?
And what are you going to do with this now? Well,
exactly. So now that you've had all these episodes, you're a regular on the show, people are familiar with you. It's like, what the hell? Why don't you just have your own segment?
Well, thank you very much.
And this segment is going to be called Messages the world needs now.
Yes.
Did you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, we're going to do some trance mediumship, which means trance is a state, an altered state of consciousness that I believe happens naturally. Trance mediums learn how to put themselves into that very receptive state. And in that state, my personality kind of moves to the side and allows spirit through. And just that experience is amazing and powerful. If someone's in the room with a trance medium, you can feel it. You can feel the energy change and shift. And then we're going to allow spirit to speak through me. So it won't actually be Julie speaking, although my voice may or may not change, you know. And spirit uses things I know, like my vocabulary, things like that. So there are things, that are like, oh, well, that's her for sure. But the messages are not anything I could come up with, really. And it's completely unplanned as far as it would be like improvisation because
Yeah.
I don't have a topic except messages the world needs to hear. It's not like I'm saying, okay, this is how to make chocolate milk or something like that. It's just what is going to come through, what the audience who isn't even assembled yet might need to hear. So the intention is going to be that the information that's received and shared will be beneficial to those who tune in when it's posted, when it's shared on,
Yeah.
the worldwide internet.
Yeah. And messages are timeless, aren't they? It doesn't matter when someone stumbles across this episode.
Of course.
The message,
at the right time.
yeah, will resonate with them in some way, shape, or form. It's quite incredible how that happens, isn't it?
It is incredible.
And
Yes.
relevant, so relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's almost, as you said in the previous episode, magical.
It is magical.
I love that word, magical.
It is magical.
Yeah. So what you can expect in this episode is Julie will allow herself to go into trance. Now, during that time, because we want to allow you, to enter into a nice relaxed state, I'm going to cut out that section because for people who are listening, there's just going to be a whole bunch of long silence. So,
yes.
I mean, it may only be 5 minutes, dependent on when the spirit world decide to speak, but that 5 minutes for someone who's listening can seem like a long time.
So it would be like watching someone meditate, which, probably is not super interesting.
Yes, that's it, exactly. So we will cut that out and get straight to when the spirit world start to speak through you, and we'll continue it on from there. But, I think I'm really excited about this because this is going to be something that people can tune into monthly and receive such a gift. It really is such a gift from the spirit world. And this is something that can help people to heal. It can help people to find some sense. Oh my gosh, in such a chaotic world at the moment, isn't it?
It is very chaotic, and it's very comforting to me to have this experience.
Yeah.
And being the medium it humbles me, and it fills me with gratitude, just to have that experience of spirit directly, but to share messages that can benefit and help us to move forward through some of these struggles. Is powerful.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure many of you listening out there will understand, depending on the country, but it seems to be quite universal in, drivers are getting so, impatient and short-tempered. There's so much.
Oh, my goodness.
There just seems to be so much anger there, out on the roads and, just I think there's also a sense of confusion for a lot of people. People feel lost.
Yep.
They're looking for direction.
And things that used to work don't seem to work. Like they don't satisfy whatever the need is. Emotions just seem to be magnified, whatever it is, good or bad, it just seems to be magnified to be uncomfortable, just
Yeah.
overwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a great way. And again, these messages are timeless. This is a great
Mhm.
way to receive information from a higher source
Yes.
and allow those messages to come into your vibration and plant those seeds or nurture what's already growing inside of you. I mean, and it's going to be different for everyone. And some people who are listening or watching might think, well, how can one message be for everyone? They're universal. The spirit world
Yeah.
knows what we need.
Yes. And one way of that the spirit world often does that is, as single individuals out there may have a feeling or make an observation. Like for myself, I see a lot of patterns, and I'm like, what is that? Like they may seem really odd, but they're patterns. Like something keeps happening around me, and the messages then may just confirm that, and validate that. But that's a huge gift when you think like, this is crazy what I'm seeing, but then you hear a outside source validate that, yeah, you're seeing it, right? It's really there.
Yeah, yeah. And it's confirmation, isn't it? It's confirmation for people. I know recently I've had conversations with different people, and those conversations are validated or confirmed in messages that come from, when we get together and we practice,
Yeah.
this modality. The messages are coming through from the spirit world, and it's like, I just had this conversation with someone. This is incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible. And it's interesting to me. For me, I feel like the source of the information is the same, but also different depending on who is listening. And the messages are always what is needed to be heard, of course. But so sometimes the voices will change. In one session, you might hear more than one voice. The information I have from them is that it's a collective and, it's from source, but we're all from source, right? So
Yeah.
these are not, the voices are not beings that are, it's not like a deceased loved one, right? It's something bigger than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I think spirit guides, sometimes angels. I don't know what else is out there. I just know that I keep experiencing different.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, realistically, do we, will we ever really know what the collective, is? How vast is the spirit world until we're there? Well, and then, we have to find a medium.
And then go back and tell them.
Exactly. Exactly. That's it.
Thanks for opening that door, Michelle.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Let's go down the rabbit hole. So, but, we don't have the answers to everything. You know what I mean? As humans, we don't have the answers to everything. It would be great to know, but I think it's beyond what we could ever comprehend. How it works, who they are, why, all of those questions. I think it's beyond our comprehension.
At least right now. Yeah.
Well, yes. At this point in time, the world is changing.
It is. It's changing.
Okay. So shall we get started? I'm going to allow Julie time to get into a trance state. So this part will be edited out because, again, as Julie said, it's like watching someone meditate. And, it's something that let's give us some time and space on that.
Okay. Our greetings, Earth residing residents. We welcome communication this moment. We celebrate our coming together. We want you to realize we are aware and understand that this is unusual circumstances for your planet and your beings. As individual Earth citizens, things are seeming very unreliable and unpredictable. As humans experienced struggles and obstacles, whether they be from interactions with the other humans or the nature of the earth as she prepares to rebirth herself. The tremors of energy run throughout the planet. Meanwhile, celestial events are also causing great and unexpected change for your environment. These energies are sensed by sensitives. All humans indeed are sensitives. All humans have the ability to make connections with their surrounding. Many have learned to close this off as it can be overwhelming, especially in these times of increased energy and unpredictable or chaotic energies. Symptoms within the human are erratic. You may feel physical symptoms and emotional symptoms. They become very uncomfortable. And as humans look around themselves for guidance and direction, none may be there, which explains what is occurring as it is mostly unseen. We understand this is uncomfortable for humans. We want you to know this is preparation as more of the unseen will become seen. As humans are stepping forward and engaging and melding and blending with their soul lights. This is what you have come here to do, to express your own expression of source. This soulful expression is what heals your earth. It heals your society, and it heals yourself. We understand these sound like grand plans, unreachable even. But we explain and encourage your beliefs that something better exists for you. You made no mistake in coming into this body to express your spirit soul. by allowing simply your own individual effort. Meaning, when each individual encounters conflict or obstacle or anything else they do not understand in the world around them, if they seek peace and understanding within themselves, that is the work that brings everything to fruition. You do not need to recruit your neighbors and build armies to change the world. The world changes through you and your rising vibration. By exploring the depths of your being, you, in fact, affect the entire environment around you. This information is by no means new. This information is well known and has been shared for many millennia throughout your humanity. However, the human experience and the ego encourage you to step away from this information. This is actually necessary for the development of humanity, as in stepping away from the information, the understanding that we are among you, and the understanding that all is one. You will experience your isolation and your own self without the connection. This discomfort is actually by design to assist in your choosing of reuniting with spirit truth. As humans with the right to choose their destiny and have free will, this is essential. So you see, by having the separation that seems to naturally occur through lifetime experience and continuing to explore the mystery of the knowledge you were born to know, that you are all one spirit, one with all there is in fact the entire goal. And this, of course, is multiplied many times in many directions within and without along your planet, in each individual, but also within your own body. And then the body of the earth, and the animals and the creatures and everything that is around you and surrounding you is, in fact, the same similar pattern dynamic. We encourage, when you experience anything which you don't understand and makes you uncomfortable or confused. And of course, you ask the questions of those around you. Of course, you seek answers in those ways, and perhaps read or sit in meditation. But find your way within yourself to connect to your soul source and uncover the answers that are truth. Each journey shall be different, as each individual has already designed their unique vibration and their unique exploration of Earth space through this gift of life. Finding within yourself even one moment on one day of this peace, of knowledge, of being part of the greater existence is exactly the activity which changes your world. We thank you for visiting with us this day and welcome further communication. Blessings, our children.
Thank you, Julie. We'll just give you a few moments to allow yourself to come back into your physical body.
They were very chatty today, weren't they?
Yes, they were. That was profound. And I would encourage and suggest to those that are listening to not just listen once, find a quiet place and listen intently. Close your eyes, even if you're going to sleep at night, just play that message, because I can assure you the vibration, the energy, there is so much in that message that will resonate with you. There is a way to listen to these messages to get the most, for them to be so beneficial. And that is the best way, is to find a quiet place and just truly and deeply absorb it.
And set your intention that you will get what you need.
Yeah. Thank you, Julie.
Yeah. Thank you.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I love that. And I'm going to say that I felt the blend of two there. There was one at the beginning, and then there was a shift. So I'm going to say to those that are watching and listening, can you hear and see where that shift is or was? That was, incredible. I love that. And that's how different or multiple spirits can come through.
Yes. Yes. Which then just, it blows my mind when you think about it, like, and compare with things that we were taught about, life or religion or spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just so humbling. It's so humbling just to watch and listen, and there was so much in there that that resonates with me, that I can, totally take on. Just incredible. But glorious. I love it. I love it.
Well, I'm really honored to be able to share.
Yeah. And it is, like I said, it's such a special gift, and to be able to share that with the world. And this is why you're going to be doing this at this point in time monthly. We'll have monthly messages from the spirit world. And this is something that, We'll pre-warn you when it's coming so you can tune in. But again, all the recordings will be out there for you to listen to at any point in time. And whenever you listen, they are timeless. They are timeless. And they'll be there waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Julie. Now, where can people find you?
Oh, where can people find me? I'm interdimensional, you know.
In their dreams. You become the voice in their head.
Yes. So mediumatlarge.com is my website. I have hyphens in between the words, and I'm on Facebook with the same, and Instagram, all those places.
Yeah.
And working on building my activity, however, because I don't do well with technology, by the way.
Yeah. But you've got the basics on there, and that's what matters. So
Absolutely.
For those that are listening and may be asking, can someone book a session with you to experience that themselves?
Oh, of course. Right. Sure.
Awesome. Fantastic. And again, I'll put the links in the description below. So if people want to reach out to you and connect, they can do so. And they should all be clickable links to make it super easy. Yes. And thank you again, Julie, for being on the show. It is always a pleasure, and I cannot wait to hear more of your stories, but also hear what the spirit world continues to put into our path to enlighten us with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
To view the show notes, head over to themediumstable.com.au. If you want to watch these episodes, head over to our YouTube channel, The Medium's Table Podcast.